Hi, Barbie. Hi, Barbie.
Barbie.
See Barbie.
Barbie.
Hi, Barbie. Barbie Land.
Barbie.
Barbie is...
Hi, Barbie.
Guess what, Barbie fans? Hi, Barbie.
with Barbie.
Hi, Barbie.
In the summer of 2023, Barbie took over.
Barbie. Barbie.
Barbie.
The film was inescapable. But Barbie isn't the first movie to do a massive summer takeover.
It is as if God created the devil and gave him jaws.
Jaws basically invented the modern blockbuster, I guess is the way to put it. I'm Alyssa Wilkinson. I'm a senior correspondent at Vox and a critic. Before Jaws, no movie had made $100 million at the box office.
This didn't happen by accident. It was all a strategy that started long before Jaws the movie. And
Okay, so I could talk about Jaws for literal hours, but in the interest of time, here are the highlights.
From the best-selling novel, Jaws.
Jaws was a book first, which is true of a lot of movies, obviously, and always has been.
producers at Universal acquired the film rights to Jaws before Peter Benchley even got the book published. They started pouring money into the book's marketing. They got it into book clubs, designating it as Book of the Month. There was skywriting at beaches that said, "Read Jaws." Hype was built, and perhaps inevitably, Jaws the novel became a blockbuster in its own right, sitting at the top of the bestsellers list for 44 weeks straight. The intellectual property was effectively leveraged. Then, just 1 year after the book release, the film came out, and it was good. A giant shark, beautiful cinematography, and an innovative score that kept you on the edge of your seat. It couldn't really be more appealing.
When the studio showed it to test audiences, they realized they had a massive hit on their hands. And so they started sinking money early into marketing. So I believe the number they spent on marketing was somewhere in the 1.8 million range.
Or about $11 million in 2023 dollars.
That's not anything compared to the amount that movies are marketed for now, but it was a lot at the time.
A large chunk of that cash was spent on television ads. In the days before its opening weekend, they saturated the market, buying 30-second spots on every primetime television show on all the major networks. Or at least the ones that would let them, which was about 80 to 85%. Time magazine featured Jaws on its front cover, and for a while, it seemed like you couldn't escape the film.
It's not just the idea that you know the movie's coming out, but also that it's an event you need to be part of and that you'll be missing out if you don't take part in it. The main reason that, say, I don't know, like a Citizen Kane or 2001: A Space Odyssey are not considered blockbusters is in that time, you would release a movie in maybe like 1 or 2 cities, and then it would roll out slowly.
Jaws didn't follow that strategy. It opened in 409 theaters in the US and 55 more in Canada on June 20th, 1975, squarely in the middle of summer, which makes sense as Jaws was all about warm weather and beaches, but back then, big movies didn't often release in the summer.
Why would summer be a good time? You know, you want to be outside where it's nice, and this is sort of pre-air conditioning for a lot of people, so maybe it's very uncomfortable.
All these factors, the book promo, the intense movie promo, the timing, it all led Jaws to become the highest grossing movie ever made at that point, crossing the $100 million mark just 61 days after its release.
When something is successful in Hollywood, what we immediately see are repeats. Over and over, derivations, copies, but also just attempts to capture lightning in a bottle. Again, we have blockbusters every year since then that are using essentially the Jaws formula. The Star Wars movies, Indiana Jones movies, Mission Impossible movies, all of these different films really count as blockbusters in part because they replicated that formula.
Now, a lot changes between Jaws and Barbie, but when you look at the overlying blockbuster strategy, they're almost formulaically identical. They both leverage pre-existing IP, though with Barbie,
It's much bigger than the Jaws thing. You know, we're talking about decades of toys, decades of commercials.
they were both released in the summer on every screen possible, and they both took market saturation to the extreme. But what separates Barbie from all the blockbusters that came before is that it had a much steeper uphill battle.
There has always been the perception among the predominantly male executives of Hollywood that women will go see a movie starring a man, but men won't go see movies starring women. And whether or not that's a cultural product of just not having movies starring women is a big question. So making Barbie is obviously a gamble.
To mitigate that gamble, the Barbie team needed to act strategically. The first step was elevating the idea of what a Barbie movie could be.
They brought in someone with, I would say, a defined style, or at least a defined idea of what kinds of stories she tells.
Greta Gerwig has generally made smaller, thoughtful films about the human condition, making her an unconventional choice for something of this scale. It sent the message that Hollywood wasn't just making a Barbie cash grab movie. The movie would be more elevated and subversive than you might expect. I mean, the first trailer references the evolution of man scene from 2001: A Space Odyssey, a movie that came out in 1968 that's like 3 hours long and literally about all of human life, which is very cool, but also very film bro, which I can say because, look at me. That trailer was dropped before Avatar: The Way of Water, a blockbuster that was poised to be a big hit, meaning it would get maximum exposure. But it's not a typical pairing. Horror movies usually have horror trailers preceding them. Action movies have action trailers. To put Barbie before Avatar was a clear signal that they were trying to reach across to an audience that wouldn't immediately be into Barbie. For a long time, this is what Barbie looked like. But the movie and the marketing took a different approach, representing more types of people and allowing anybody to become Barbie, either by using the selfie generator or
You can make a Barbie figure of yourself. You can stand in the pink box and take a picture and put it on Instagram. I think I'm the only person who hasn't done that, in the world at this point.
you could stay in Barbie's dream house thanks to Airbnb, or watch your favorite interior designers build a Barbie dream house thanks to HGTV. You could live the Barbie lifestyle in the real world. This isn't something you can do with other blockbusters. You could buy the Flash of sneakers, but 1, they never wear those sneakers in the movie. 2, more importantly, they don't really let you embody the character fully. But you could be Barbie in one simple way.
It's pink. It's just pink, so you could walk around in pink clothing and it was a Barbie thing. Or there's a cafe that popped up that was the Barbie cafe.
It's hard to overstate the power of simplicity with brand tie-ins. I'd love to be Spider-Man, but finding something with graphic design that I like is challenging. But you want a Barbie burger? Give it some pink ooze and you got yourself a brand tie-in. Barbie outfits? It's as easy as this. According to Josh Goldstein, the head of marketing at WB, it stopped being a marketing campaign and became a movement. They didn't have to reach out to every brand because every brand wanted a bite of the Barbie apple.
Can I talk about Barbenheimer now?
Please.
Okay.
Yeah,
Barbenheimer jokes started where it was isn't it funny that these two are coming out on the same day? And it is. One is dark. It's just dark. The other one is pink. Thematically, one is about death and the other one is maybe also about death.
You guys ever think about dying?
That would be weird and funny. And then people thought, well, wouldn't it be funnier if you went and saw both movies on the same day? And the result of this, I think, is that Barbie got a boost because men who might have felt weird about just buying a ticket for a Barbie movie, now they're going to see it as part of a double feature, so it's kind of a bit. And Oppenheimer definitely got a boost from the same.
The marketing was a mix of strategy, luck, and a bunch of tie-ins. And it paid off.
The box office for Barbie was definitely surprising in the way that the box office for Black Panther was considered surprising at the time, which was that they expected it to make a lot of money. They just didn't expect it to make that much money that fast. in the theater.
Barbie crossed the $1 billion mark in just 17 days at the box office. Only 53 movies have done that so far, and Barbie is the only one solely directed by a woman. According to Variety, the Barbie marketing team spent an estimated $150 million marketing the movie, against a production budget of $145 million, meaning they spent more money marketing the movie than they did making it. This isn't uncommon, but throwing money into marketing doesn't always work out. It might help your opening weekend, but keeping that momentum going is often harder.
One thing that's really unique about Barbie for 2023 anyhow is that people are going back to see it multiple times. And I think it's because it's sort of a unique film in the blockbuster world in that it's kind of subversive. It's got a little bit of everything for a cinephile, but it's also very warm and very warm-hearted. Like, it's not a bummer of a movie. And it's funny.
To get to $1 billion, generally you need both things: a good movie and a great marketing campaign. In 2023, the year of Barbie, Warner Brothers was able to synthesize them both.
Hey, if you're still around, thank you so much for watching this video. I genuinely appreciate it. Like with all our videos, there is just so much to put into every story, and I couldn't fit it all in. But if you want to learn some more, I'm going to leave some interesting podcasts in the description below, which were awesome and so fun and dove into Jaws and Barbie in ways that I just couldn't in the making of this video. And while you're in the description, you might notice one other link: vox.com/givenow. If you click it, it'll take you here to a webpage where you can make a contribution to keep Vox's journalism free. We here at Vox are big believers that information should be free for everyone, which is why this video is here on YouTube and not locked behind a paywall somewhere. But if you wanted to support Vox's journalism, the best way to do that is by becoming a contributor. As a special thank you to those who make recurring contributions, you'll get access to behind-the-scenes tutorials and Q&As with Vox journalists from across the entire newsroom. And I think this is an important thing to stress because donations wouldn't just go to these fun movie videos, they'd go to coverage of really important topics, like the upcoming 2024 election, for instance. The goal right now is 85,000 total contributions by the end of 2023. To keep on pace for that, we need to add 2,500 contributions this month. Now, we know that not everyone is in a place where they can support us, so if you can't, that's totally fine. Feel free to give us a thumbs up, because that's free and goes a really long way, but if you do have the means to contribute, head over to vox.com/givenow and consider making a contribution.